Okay, so we all look up at the moon, right? It's just there.
Always has been, seems like. A constant.
Exactly. But what if it's not what we think? Today we're doing a deep dive, looking at some, well, pretty wild ideas.
Yeah. Based on our source text today, the core question is kind of mind-bending.
Is the moon artificial? Could it actually be built?
It definitely goes against the grain, doesn't it? The standard story is, natural formation, gravity, impacts.
Right. Accidental almost.
But this idea of a constructed moon, it opens up some really strange possibilities. And the source points out some things about the moon are odd.
Okay, let's get into that. First up, this thing called the creepy coincidence.
Ah,
It's
yes.
about the size, the distance, how it perfectly covers the sun during a total eclipse.
Precisely. It's just the right size and
Yeah.
just the right distance away.
Not too big, not too small.
And when you look at other moons, statistically, that perfect alignment, it's really not common at all, like hitting some kind of cosmic bullseye.
Feels improbable, yeah.
And the source also reminds us the moon does more than just eclipses. It drives our tides, shapes coastline,
Right, the tides. Huge impact.
and it stabilizes Earth's tilt.
Yeah.
That wobble keeps our seasons relatively stable.
So all these just right conditions,
Hmm.
are they just like incredible luck?
That's the question the theory pushes, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it too perfect? Then there's the Apollo mission data.
Ah, okay. This is where it gets really weird, isn't it? Apollo 12, 13, they crashed stuff into the moon. Deliberately.
They did. Lunar modules, SIVD stages, standard procedure for seismic experiments, actually.
But the result wasn't standard.
Not according to some interpretations. The source says the moon vibrated. Like for hours. It rang like
I
a
mean,
bell.
a whole moon. That was the description used. This very unusual vibration led some researchers to suggest, well, maybe the moon isn't solid rock all the way through.
You mean hollow?
Or perhaps just not uniformly dense, maybe large caverns inside. It's a big departure from what we'd expect of a natural rocky body. A ringing? Maybe hollow moon?
All right.
Wow. But wait, there's more, right? The rocks.
Yes, the moon rocks. Some samples brought back seem to be older than the Earth itself,
Hold on. How is that even possible? Older than the planet it orbits?
by potentially 300, maybe 400 million years. And it gets stranger. The source mentions finding unusual isotopes.
Isotopes. Like what?
Things like uranium-236 and neptunium-237. These aren't elements you'd typically expect to find naturally occurring on the moon, certainly not in processed forms.
So, what could they be?
Well, the speculation, and it is speculation, is whether these could be remnants, maybe byproducts of some kind of advanced technology, leftovers.
Okay, so let's recap. Weird coincidences in orbit, ringing like a bell, suggesting it might be hollow, rocks older than Earth with strange elements.
It all builds a case, piece by piece, for this really radical idea.
That the moon isn't natural, that it's a constructed megastructure.
Exactly, a deliberately built object.
But why? What would be the purpose of building a moon?
The source throws out a few possibilities, maybe a giant laboratory doing who knows what.
Planetary scale experiment.
Or maybe some kind of control mechanism. Influencing Earth's environment, perhaps? Highly speculative, of course.
Or maybe, like a giant observation post, a spacecraft parked in orbit, watching.
That's another idea mentioned. An ancient watcher in the sky.
And it's not just modern fringe science thinking this, is it? The source touches on old legends, too.
Right. Some ancient cultures apparently have stories, myths, about a time before the moon was in the sky.
A time with no moon. And then it just appeared.
That's what some of these accounts suggest. A sudden arrival. Talk about making an entrance.
So you have these ancient stories lining up, kind of, with these modern scientific anomalies.
It adds another layer of intrigue, doesn't it? It makes you, the listener, think. How do you balance these strange findings against the standard scientific model we all learned?
We started just looking up at the moon, maybe seeing a face,
Yeah.
simple wonder. But after digging into this, that wonder gets a lot more complicated.
I do.
If it was built, the question of who built it is just massive.
Huge. But maybe, as the source suggests at the end, maybe who isn't even the biggest mystery.
What is then?
The why. Why put it there? Why this specific configuration? What was the ultimate purpose behind placing this potentially artificial world in our sky?
Yeah, that's the question that really sticks with you. Why is it there?